Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jeff from Urban Condo Spaces, and I got a new post I want to talk to you guys about. It's actually already up on the blog. I want to share 5 tips for buying a home this year in 2018 and beyond. Okay, these are 5 items I think that you can use kind of moving forward, whether it's this year, next year, or thereafter. So anyway, let's get started. You know, after the first of the year, I kind of had decided that one of my goals or resolutions this year was to just share more, give you guys an opportunity to, from my view, on how you can be competitive in this market, not just as a seller, but as a buyer. So this is kind of speaking to a lot of the buyers out there in a really challenging market. There's some ways that we can kind of navigate a market like this, and that's part of the reason why I want to put this video together. So let's get started. The first one is just being prepared. Okay guys, so being prepared. The first thing I tell you is that there's lots of great resources, okay, that'll kind of help you get started and what it takes to get out there and be competitive in this kind of market. In particular, we wrote one, it was 10 tips on how to buy a Seattle condo, and this will kind of walk you through in detail some of those things that we think that you need to do to be prepared for a purchase. But at any rate, let me try to speak to what I meant by being prepared. Let's assume that you've already met with the lender, got a pre-approval, and you've met with a real estate broker, okay, somebody that you trust that kind of understands the market that you're looking in and what you're trying to do. So what I recommend is that we're going to break down our search into kind of categories of 3, okay? So if we're looking downtown, what I want to do is take everything kind of macro to micro. So let's assume that you decided, okay, I'm moving to Seattle, I just started with Amazon, and I want to find a condo downtown. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on 3 neighborhoods first, okay? We're going to explore the city, get out in the car, kind of narrow in on those top 3 neighborhoods and why they're important to us, okay? And then from that point, you have to become an expert. Like you yourself need to become kind of the expert in that neighborhood. I would be there to help you kind of navigate, you know, which parts of the neighborhood might make sense for you, but then you have to jump in and be prepared and see every new listing that comes on the market and do your own independent research, you know, on what things are selling for. And you work with your broker at that point to kind of get up to speed on what things are selling for and why. Now, from that point, you even get more focused, okay? So you go from those top 3 neighborhoods to picking, like, let's say your top 3 favorite buildings. And how do you identify that? You need to go through them and look at the different buildings and kind of get a sense for what makes one better than the other, okay? Every condo community downtown, in my opinion, has its own vibe, its own community. So you need to find out what makes that work for you, okay, or what community might work for you. It could be a high rise, a mid rise. It could be that the amenities are attractive, you know. But bottom line is you have to focus in and kind of hone in on getting specific, and being prepared has so much to do with doing your homework and understanding the fundamentals. So that way, when the right unit hits the market, it comes on in one of those particular buildings in the favorite part of the neighborhood that you've kind of identified. You know, maybe it's on that one street that you're just dying to live on. Then it allows you to kind of execute when the time's right. You might be in a multiple offer situation, and so at that point you feel good, you feel confident, you've done all the research that you need to do, and you can jump on it right away. So let's moving on to number 2 on our list of the 5 tips for buying a condo in 2018 and beyond. This one's really simple. It's about being assertive. Okay, being assertive is really just showing confidence. What we're trying to do is commit to a seller that we can finish what we start, that we're the best person at the right time, and that we're the person that's going to get the deal over the goal line. Okay, we want the seller to have a supreme confidence that we're the right person, the right buyer for their unit, okay? Now, 3 tips that I give our clients is that I want them to be confident, show enthusiasm, and show their financial strength, okay, and share their story. And part of that is just really committing to this idea that you're going to give a seller a view into your commitment and your enthusiasm and your willingness to perform. That's what really matters when it gets down to the end of those multiple offer negotiations, and the seller has to decide out of many great offers who to choose. And there's, of course, some other things that we do, especially you know, as a broker on your behalf, but those are some things that you can do personally to show your strength and show your confidence and your assertiveness that you're the right buyer for the unit. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Okay guys, moving on to number 3 on our list of the 5 things to focus on when buying a condo in 2018 and beyond. Okay, so this one's really simple. So far we've covered being prepared, being assertive, and then number 3 is focusing on the fundamentals. Okay, so some of you might have been wondering, well, how can I tell if I found the right building or the right unit? Well, part of that and in this process is really being prepared and understanding, how to focus on the simple things that make a great investment. Okay, so when looking at a condo project, we have to decide how important it is to buy concrete and steel. Okay, a building with really sound construction. What do the reserves look like? The bank accounts for the building. What are upcoming projects that may come down the line that would force a special assessment to unit owners? For instance, does the place need a new roof, new windows, new siding? These are all those things that you have to focus on to make sure that you're making the right investment. Of course, brokers can help you do that and understand, especially if they're kind of an expert in that market, which buildings to focus on and which ones you should push aside. But it's really, really important that if you're going to make a sound investment, that you focus on the fundamentals and think about those things that really drive an investment, a great investment versus just a good investment. Okay, so that's the 3rd tip on our list. We're going to move on to number 4. Okay guys, moving on to number 4 on our 5 tips for buying a condo in 2018 and beyond. This one is about being patient. Okay, so part of the process and buying an investment is having patience and taking the time to be disciplined about what it is that you want and your willingness to wait for it. Okay, in this kind of market can be really frustrating because we don't have a ton of inventory. And so part of us, just as human beings, when we want something, we kind of want to force the issue and just get things going, if you will. Okay, but I think one of the most important things that we can do as buyers, especially in a market like this, is being patient. You know that you've already covered your basis, right? You're prepared. You've thought about what it's going to take to write the perfect offer. You focused on making sure that you've identified the right kind of condo project and the right type of unit for you. So now you just have to wait for it, and you don't want to rush. It doesn't make sense to rush into a poor investment. Okay, you don't want to throw good money at bad money. Is it bad money at good money? Anyway, part of the process in making a really, really good investment is knowing what you want and waiting for the opportunity. And then when the opportunity comes, of course, you strike, right? So I would say that the 4th thing on our list, and one that you should definitely prioritize, is just being patient and knowing that the right opportunity will come along. And when it's there, then you take the opportunity to jump on it and strike. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Okay guys, we're down to number 5, the last tip on our list of the things that you should do when buying a condo in 2018 or beyond. This one's really simple. It's about just trusting the process. Okay, you've done everything up to this point to be prepared. You've got your pre-approval, you've met with a great broker, you are understanding the complexities of the neighborhoods that you want and the building, the type of building that you want. You might even at this point be focused on a particular unit, a floor plan or a view, right, in a particular building. So now you just have to trust that all of these things that you've done to prepare yourself are going to help you execute. Part of that, I think, is choosing the right partner, a broker, someone that can really kind of help you guys navigate the market, be an expert negotiator, help you and give you tips on what it takes to get a deal over the goal line and get a seller's attention. We think that you guys should trust somebody, trust an expert that you think shares your same enthusiasm for making this great investment. You want somebody that's passionate, someone that really, really cares about what they do and being an expert. We'd love to plug ourselves in this situation. Obviously, I think I've spent a lot of time and energy and enthusiasm on what it takes to buy a great condo in Seattle. And clearly on the blog, I've spent some time to help you guys understand neighborhoods and how to focus in on the right type of investment for you. Find somebody like me, whether it's me or somebody else. You want somebody that's in your corner, that's going to help you go into battle in a market where it really kind of takes all hands on deck to make a good investment. So that kind of wraps this thing up for us, guys. We really hope you enjoy it. We're trying to produce a little bit more each and every week going into 2018 here, that's going to just help you be a better buyer in this market, help you understand how to be a better seller. If you like the video, we would love if you could just hit the like button for us. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. We share a lot of things about Seattle condos, upcoming projects, project reviews, kind of fun interest stories, neighborhood profiles, the list goes on and on. But we really appreciate all your support. Thanks for following our YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next one.